The African sun hangs low, painting the savanna in gold and amber. As the last rays of daylight stretch across the horizon, the landscape is transformed into a world of contrasts, light and shadow, hope and hardship. This is the golden hour, a fleeting moment when beauty and danger walk hand in hand. Autumn has arrived, a season of beauty and trial. The air is thin, dry, and heavy with dust. The rains are gone and the land is transformed. The once lush grasslands now lie parched and brittle, their vibrant greens replaced by muted browns and yellows. The wind stirs up clouds of dust, carrying with it the scent of earth and the promise of challenge. Grasses have faded to brittle yellow, crunching underfoot, and every creature senses the change. Tension hums through the landscape. Survival now demands wit, strength, and endurance. Antelope and zebra move with heightened caution, their ears flicking at the slightest sound. Even the smallest rustle could signal danger lurking nearby. Shadows stretch across the plains, offering cover for hunters. The heat bakes the ground, waterholes shrink, and the easy days are over. Predators use the lengthening shadows to their advantage, stalking prey with patience honed by hunger. The competition for survival intensifies as the sun dips lower, and every step becomes a calculated risk. The chorus of insects and frogs has faded, replaced by a somber, cautious quiet. Every sound is amplified, every movement scrutinized. The silence is heavy, broken only by the distant call of a bird or the soft tread of hooves on dry earth. In this stillness, the savanna holds its breath, waiting for what the night will bring. The great herds and solitary giants face immense pressure as resources dwindle. Waterholes become battlegrounds, and the stripped landscape offers little shelter. Elephants, wildebeest, and other animals gather at the last remaining pools, their thirst driving them into uneasy alliances and fierce confrontations. The struggle for water is relentless, and only the strongest or most cunning will prevail. Strengths and weaknesses are exposed for all to see. The golden light is beautiful, but it reveals a stage set for struggle. Every animal, from the smallest bird to the mightiest lion, is tested by the harshness of the season. The savanna becomes a living theater where every action is a matter of life and death. For the inhabitants of this wild kingdom, the fight for life is about to begin in earnest. Autumn on the savanna is a crucible. Only the resilient will endure. As the sun finally slips below the horizon, the golden hour fades, but the reckoning it brings will echo through the night and into the days ahead. As autumn deepens, the savanna is redrawn by the absence of water. The once lush grasslands fade to gold and brown, and the air grows heavy with dust. The landscape transforms, shaped by the relentless sun and the scarcity of rain. Rivers shrink to mere trickles, their banks exposed and cracked. Mudflats fracture under the heat, and dry riverbeds stretch across the land like ancient scars, becoming dusty highways for animals on the move. Waterholes, now rare and precious, become epicenters of life and conflict. Every creature, from the smallest bird to the largest elephant, is drawn to these shrinking pools. Animals crowd together, forced into uneasy proximity, always wary of lurking predators. Tension hangs in the air as survival instincts sharpen. The water's edge is both relief and peril. Every sip is a risk, as danger can strike at any moment from beneath the surface or from the shadows nearby. Grasses wither, trees toughen, and food becomes scarce. The vegetation that remains is dry and brittle, offering little nourishment to the hungry herds. Grazers and browsers must travel farther than ever before, risking more for less reward. The search for food and water becomes a test of endurance and determination. The rhythm of life shifts. Survival is now a daily quest for water and food. Elephants dig into dry riverbeds, while others follow ancient instincts to find hidden resources. Familiar routes may no longer work. Adaptation is essential. Animals must learn to navigate new paths, facing uncertainty with every step. The land itself becomes an adversary, demanding resilience and ingenuity. Only those who can endure the harshness and adapt their ways will find a way through. In this unforgiving landscape, only the adaptable survive. Here, every day is a battle, and every victory is hard won in the heart of a thirsty land. The savanna's giants, elephants, giraffes, and buffalo, endure through ancient wisdom and power. Elephant matriarchs remember hidden springs and lead their herds across arid plains, digging wells that sustain many. Giraffes browse high branches, using their height for food and vigilance, serving as sentinels for others. Buffalo gather in massive herds, forming defensive circles to protect their young from predators. These giants shape their world. Elephants create oases, giraffes open thickets, buffalo influence grasslands. Their intelligence, adaptations, and social bonds are keys to survival. They are not just survivors, but architects of the ecosystem. The strategies of these giants echo through the entire savanna. As herbivores gather at shrinking waterholes, predators seize their chance. The open, dry landscape favors lions, leopards, hyenas, and crocodiles. Lions hunt cooperatively, using the terrain to ambush prey at water's edge. Leopards rely on stealth, stalking through sparse cover and hauling kills into trees for safety. Crocodiles dominate the dwindling rivers, waiting motionless for the thirsty to approach. Each predator adapts its strategy to the season's hardships. The water's edge becomes a place of both hope and terror. For predators, autumn is a time of feasting. For prey, every drink is a risk. The savanna's balance is maintained by this relentless cycle. In autumn, the line between life and death is razor thin. As the first cool winds of autumn sweep across the African savanna, a remarkable event unfolds. This is the season that sparks the Great Migration, when vast herds of wildebeest, zebra, and gazelle begin their epic journey, moving as one across the endless plains. Driven by ancient instinct and the promise of survival, these animals set out in search of greener pastures and precious water. Together, they form a thundering river of life, a living current that surges across the land, shaping the very heart of the savanna. But the journey is fraught with danger. Predators, lions, hyenas, and leopards, lie in wait, their eyes fixed on the herds. The open grasslands offer little shelter, leaving the travelers exposed and vulnerable at every turn. Lion prides and swift cheetahs exploit the chaos, weaving through the confusion to target the weak, the young, and the unwary. For the predators, the migration is a time of opportunity, a feast that comes but once a year. To survive, the herds rely on unity and sheer numbers. Moving as one, they create a living shield, confusing and deterring attackers with their synchronized movements and thunderous hooves. Yet the greatest challenge awaits at the rivers. Here, crocodiles lurk beneath the surface and panic reigns as thousands of animals leap into the churning water. The crossings are scenes of chaos and courage, where survival hangs by a thread. Many will fall to the currents or the jaws of predators, but the promise of life on the far bank drives the herds onward. Each survivor emerges, battered but determined, ready to continue the journey. The migration is a desperate gamble, a test of endurance and willpower. For these animals, it is not just a journey, it is their only hope for survival, a race against time and the elements. The spectacle is both brutal and awe-inspiring, a living drama that unfolds on a scale few can imagine. Every moment is a struggle, every step a victory against the odds. Survival depends on numbers, instinct, and relentless forward motion. Only the strongest and most determined will make it to the end. The fallen are left behind, claimed by exhaustion or predators, but the river of life flows ever onward, undeterred by loss. Year after year, the migration shapes the destiny of the savanna, carving new paths and breathing life into the land. The landscape itself is transformed by the passage of millions of hooves. In this epic journey, every step is a test of endurance and courage. It is a story of survival, of hope, and of the unbreakable spirit that drives life forward across the wild heart of Africa. Scarcity breeds conflict. Autumn is a season of violent confrontations. Lions battle for territory. The victors claim land, pride, and future, while the defeated are exiled. Even herbivores like black rhinos fight fiercely for water and mates, their clashes echoing across the plains. Predators compete for every kill, Leopards may lose their prize to hyena clans. Kleptoparasitism is common. No meal is safe until eaten. These battles test strength, endurance, and resolve. The stakes are survival and legacy. Every victory and defeat shapes the savanna's future. The autumn savanna is an arena where only the strongest prevail. Here, dominance is won through power and risk. Not all drama is loud. Some hunters thrive in silence and shadow. Cheetahs rely on speed and precision, stalking close before a lightning-fast chase. They must eat quickly, always at risk of losing their kill to stronger predators. African wild dogs hunt in packs, using teamwork and endurance to wear down prey. Their coordinated chases are a testament to cooperation. Above, martial eagles strike from the sky, while puff adders wait unseen in the grass. Danger comes in many forms, often silent, swift, and unexpected. Survival depends on vigilance, no matter your size or strength. In the autumn savanna, the quietest hunters are often the most deadly. Survival is also about dominance, within and between species. For lions, control of a pride means constant battle and brief reigns. New males overthrow old, often killing cubs to secure their legacy. Lionesses endure loss, but adapt to new rulers. Among hyenas, matriarchs lead through aggression and alliances, maintaining strict hierarchies. Buffalo and zebra herds have their own internal struggles for status and mating rights. Dominance is fleeting, won at great cost and defended daily. These social structures shape every aspect of life on the plains. The struggle for power is relentless and often brutal. On the savanna, dominance is a prize paid for in blood and vigilance. As autumn ends, dark clouds gather and the first rains fall. The land responds instantly. Grass is green, trees bud, rivers swell. Relief sweeps the savanna. The great herds feast and rest. The pressure of survival eases, replaced by renewal and abundance. The rains trigger birthing season. Wildebeest calves drop onto fresh grass and new life flourishes. Predators benefit too, but for now, prey have the advantage. The savanna becomes a vast nursery, alive with hope. The cycle of life, once harsh, now reveals its tenderness. The lessons of struggle remain, ensuring resilience for the future. As green returns, the echoes of autumn fade, but the story of survival continues.